The injury news that we've been anticipating has finally come out as Dan Quinn addressed the media right before practice. Noah Brown likely out for the season, and Marshon Lattimore will be a full go at practice today. Let's talk about it. What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. Today is Wednesday, December 11th, and Washington is 4 days away from its Week 15 matchup against the New Orleans Saints. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of the matchup, Washington had some injury news. And this stream is brought to you, powered and fueled by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, home of the fastest payouts in the industry. 150% match bonus on your first deposit using promo code YouTube150. That's 125% on deposits 2 and 3 for up to $2,000. Please bet responsibly. How are y'all doing in the chat today? Dan Quinn comes to the podium. He wastes no time. He pulls no punches and says, Noah Brown is going to be out for a while. He had a significant internal injury from the game, so that's going to knock him out for a little while. And also told us Marshon Lattimore will be a full participant in practice. But let's start with Noah Brown. He said during the game, between him and the medical staff, they did a really good job to address what was a serious injury. Fortunately, he's going to be okay, but it's going to knock him out for a bit. And he added that it's not totally certain that he's done for the season, but we can read the tea leaves. When you say the words out for a while and there are only 4 weeks left in the season, that kind of tells you all you need to know about a guy's. It was kind of like the concussion situation with Austin Eckler. So Austin Eckler, Austin Seibert, Noah Brown, I don't think we see any of those guys for the duration of the season. So what is Washington's answer opposite Terry McLaurin at this point? Noah Brown was forced into a wide receiver 2 role here when naturally he's more of a third option. He's given us 35 catches for 453 yards and 1 touchdown through 14 weeks of the season so far. Almost 13 yards a catch, and his catches have been pretty clutch. We should have been paying more attention to this Instagram post that I have on the screen right now, where this was last week during the bye week. Noah Brown's words in this IG post. I seen a baby cry, and then moments later, she laughed. The beauty of life. The pain never lasts. The rain always passes. One thing about me, adversity has always made me stronger. The time will be no different. Be back soon. What are our thoughts on this? Because I wasn't really paying attention to much of shit during the bye week. So that post came and went for me. But when guys get to doing that or get to posting the Bible quotes and stuff, something not good is coming out. Like we're going to get bad news very soon after. So what's the move, y'all? Do we got to it feels like we have to lean on Olamide Zaccheaus, Dyami Brown, Luke McCaffrey and company. I don't necessarily see an outsourcing move or corresponding move after the Noah Brown news. I know a lot of people were telling me yesterday, KJ Osborne. What is KJ Osborne's health status? Because he hasn't done much of shit this year. Was he out most of the year? Because he hasn't even really accumulated any stat. And I want to know what the injury is. They're being hella vague and hella mysterious about it. Internal injury? Is that lung? Is that ribs? It's something in his torso. When you say internal injury, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Tyler Warren, you are a commander. I hope so. Will Luke step up? Everybody's been calling and impatiently waiting for the Luke McCaffrey breakout game for weeks now. Maybe it is Luke McCaffrey. Maybe Dyami Brown signs up to have more than one good game a year. Maybe he didn't just cash it in versus the Cleveland Browns, because we've been slowly getting his targets up over the last few weeks. Internal injury. Isn't that very vague? I know I'm happy to have a coach that doesn't just start yapping and telling all the family's trade secrets to the media like Ron did. But what does that mean? Yeah, he's got something internal. He's going to be out for probably the rest of the season, but we're going to keep that in-house. Like, what does that mean? We can't catch a break at wide receiver. You know, we already very limited and have a bare cupboard in the wide receiver room. Now we are without one of our main guys. So one of these younger guys has to step up at this point. Who's it going to be? Let me know. Is it going to be Diami? Is it going to be Luke? Is it going to be OZ? Are we bringing up the 6'5" Bama from the practice squad that we brought back up a couple weeks ago, Michael Strachan? What are we doing here, guys? Throw the ball to Terry even more. Over target him. Give him 20 targets. Target his ass all over the field. Move him around. All types of shit. What up, Sheen? How we doing today, Sheen? How y'all feeling this? How y'all feeling today? We got 300 in the chat right now. Smash that thumbs up for your boy. Will this mean more Luke McCaffrey? One would think so. If Luke somehow cannot manifest some targets and some plays to be made with Noah Brown off the field, knowing that all passes not thrown to Terry are usually thrown to Noah Brown or Zach Ertz, I don't know what to tell you. Does that mean we're going to expect more out of our tight ends now? Does that mean I don't know what it means. I'm trying to see. What are we thinking, y'all? What are we thinking, chat? Let me know. Oh shit, 2 live Luke time. Okay. What up, Paul? Let's ramble. What's good? How you feeling today? Full practice by Marshon Lattimore. Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a second. We're going to start with the Noah Brown stuff. For real. You got the membership link. Let me throw that in the chat right now. It's much easier for me to do so. Let me throw it in from my phone in the chat. But what are we thinking? My guy said devastating news. Diami Brown as the wide receiver 2 for the rest of the year. That's scary. Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious, right? Yeah, man, that's scary. But somebody got to do it, you know? Hit y'all with 2 Kendrick references. Y'all wasn't ready for it, but man, come on. Somebody got to do this shit. And I think it's too late in the game to talk about outsourcing a receiver like a KJ Osborne, or if the Ravens cut Deontay Johnson. So we kind of just have to work with what we have. And we're back to the drawing board of where we were going to be exiting training camp and entering the regular season. That link for channel membership is in the chat right now. 35 catches on the year, 453 yards, 1 touchdown, 13 yards a catch on the year for Mr. Noah Brown. Miss 202, how we doing today? We need Luke to step. I think the easy answer is we need all the non-Terry guys to step up, and we need to find more ways to get the ball to Terrence McLaurin. Feed him. We ain't got no reason not to be targeting him like he's Jamar Chase for these next couple weeks, bro. Lean into it. Luke McCaffrey and grab KJ Osborne. So those who want KJ Osborne, y'all do realize KJ Osborne hasn't done dick in 2024, right? KJ Osborne probably got a couple more catches as you and I in the chat this year. So everybody screaming KJ Osborne. Is that because that's a familiar name that we know back when he was with Minnesota, because he was recently released, or what is making everybody so interested in KJ Osborne? Because we probably have a much better chance of getting something from the guys who've already established continuity in the offense than getting a guy who really hasn't played football in 2024. He hasn't done much of shit in 2024. Let me see if I can find KJ Osborne's status as of 2024, because I think it's very underwhelming. It makes Noah Brown look like Jamar Chase in comparison. KJ Osborne, 5'11", 200-pound receiver. His 2024 stats: he has 7 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. He's played in, let's see how many games. He's played in how many games this year? Was he played in 1 game this year? Why does he have 7 catches for 57? Let me check how many games he's played. He's played in 7 games this year. So what are we not knowing about what happened in New England? Because nothing about what I'm seeing would make me want to go after KJ Osborne. Go after KJ Osborne for what? Yeah, Noah Brown gave us size and possession ability that we desperately needed. It does hurt us, but what would bringing in a KJ Osborne really do about the situation? I think we need to see what our 3rd round pick is made of at this point. I think we need to see what he's made of. We need to see what De'Ami Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus, and company are made of, because like people think if we brought in KJ Osborne, he'd be like the savior of the situation. What the hell has he done lately to make everybody believe that he's the answer going forward? I'm rocking with the guys that we have right now, man. I'm rocking with them, man. Sorry, I can't join. I'm on that. I got a high post. Hey, man. It's all good, family. Y'all, Martavius was a preseason story. Let it go. He sure was. Martavius Bryant is not an NFL player in the Lord's year 2024. The Patriots haven't done anything either. KJ may need to be in a new environment. KJ Osborne, I just want y'all to know that he's a Jag, but I get y'all wanting to figure something out. The name won't nowhere. Michael Glasshouse Thomas, Kadarius Rock Hands Tony. I want no parts of either. Bryson Tremaine is a July, August, June, May legend. Never will end up on a professional football field on an NFL Sunday, but that's a practice squad All-American player right there. Maybe bringing the guy off the I don't really see the necessity to bring somebody completely new and to make it out to be a solution or the answer to our problems. A guy that has 7 more catches than me this season and 57 more yards than me. De'Ami no catch Brown. Bryson Tremaine, I believe Kaz Allen and Michael Strachan are the guys we have at wide receiver on the practice squad. They said yesterday he just didn't fit their scheme. He's a small guy anyway. Adding another Smurf to the group isn't necessary, especially like a non-productive Smurf. Jamison Crowder, we need him back with the swiftness. I need him. I know we opened up the 21-day activation window for that guy. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because we not only need him back returning punts and giving us a chance to get a little something in the special teams game, we can get his ass out there at receiver to catch some passes, get him in the slot and throw the ball to him, because he may be long in the tooth. His big age may be showing itself, but he's one of the only people on the roster capable of doing anything with the ball in his hands. De'Ami had about 3 years to get right. That boy can play, but he inconsistent. I mean, he can play sometimes, but he's going to be asked to do more now. Everything we need is right in this room per Riverboat Ron. Everything we need is in this room. And we saw just how capped that statement was every day that we did it. Sean Taylor was around with Joe Gibbs, Santana Moss, Garcon, Fred Smoot, Doug Williams, all the old players. And that was Sean, Sean, and not Sean spelled that way. But I get your sentiment. Maybe Terry gets 15 targets now. We should have been giving him 15 targets even with Noah Brown on the field. But there's no excuse now. That boy, but if you got Terry leading your way, he's going to be getting targets to close out this season. Ben Sinnott needs to get more attempts now. I don't know if Noah Brown being out is going to mean such, but hey, they're coming off a bye week. I don't expect too much to change with the offensive game plan, despite what fans are thinking, but we shall see. We shall see. They may feel like it's working with Ben Sinnott. He's blocking his ass off and he's doing his job. Add another member to the band, Terry and the Jags. Terry and the Jags, for real. They're the 2024 vision of Benny and the Jets. It's just going to need to be a combo of Luke, De'Ami, and Oz. I mean, Oz is always out there. He doesn't always contribute, but he's always out there and in the game plan. This is a game to find out who can replace Noah Brown for now. Yep. Don't trade for receiver. It will ruin the room chemistry, they said. I always thought that was an awful take. Like when people were in the chat getting on me for saying we need to trade for a receiver as well as a cornerback. especially when there were receivers available. You're going to mess up the continuity of the room, the chemistry. Nigga, what chemistry of the room? We're in week 13. Our wide receiver 2 got like 450 yards. But what are we talking about? Chemistry in the room. What chemistry? The offense was frying despite the fact that we have one good receiver on the team. So I thought that was always a joke when people say, man, don't mess with the continuity of the room. What continuity are we talking about? If KJ can't get a crack at receiver with a room of Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, and Kayshon Boutte, miss me with that. Exactly, Doug. Like, we do this thing where players get released and we look at them like they're the baddest chick in the world. And I don't understand why we do that. Every player released is not a player your team has to be calling. That man played in 7 games this year in a wide receiver room with Pop Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, and Kayshon Boutte. And he didn't do anything. His production was booty. He did nothing this year. Kaz Allen, the thing is, I think this regime saw Kaz more of the running back type, the running back Swiss Army type than a wide receiver. And his unreliable ass hands, I don't know, man. Diami at kick returner because he's physical enough and he's good at breaking tackle. I don't know if he has I don't know if he has kick return in him, though. I don't know. My man said Santana Moss is available. You know, we need to see what we got in Luke and run more two tight end sets with Ben Sinnott and Noah. The thing is, we run a lot of 12 personnel. It's just them 2 tight ends be Ertz and Bates. It be Ertz and Bates. It don't be Ben Sinnott. They be having Ben Sinnott moving around and then that fullback, H-back type role. There weren't many available wide receiver. At the deadline, there was like 5 receivers traded, but we may not be talking about the deadline. I'm sure Gary Clark got 4 games in him. Hamstring falling right off the bone like smoked brisket as soon as he touch a field. Run it with those we got, and we'll just activate Jamison Crowder. Call that man a smurf. See if any of the Wizards can catch a football. They damn sure can't catch a basketball. What up, Alexander Sarr? Pull up on us, man. Pull up on us. I was going to say Jordan Poole. Nope, don't want to see Jordan Poole anywhere near a football field. Crowder and Luke, bring back Pierre Garçon. Pierre Garçon, no, he ain't in game shape either, man. I think Crowder's playing this week. We'll see. Henry Eller. Whoa, that's pretty much before my time. Jameson will come back and get hurt. He's a walking injury. And speaking of walking injuries, the book was out on Noah Brown when we signed him. Wow. We all wanted a receiver badly right after trading Jahan Dotson and coming out of camp because relying on Dyami Brown to be the breakout wide receiver too was not something a lot of fans were confident in for very good reason. We all wanted Noah Brown. We didn't claim him. Everybody had a tizzy. Everybody had a little fit about it, a temper tantrum. And then we signed him after he goes unclaimed. And part of the reason he went unclaimed is because while he's a very, very productive receiver to be a third option in most of the places he's been in, he's one of the most unreliable receivers there are. Noah Brown is always on the injury report wherever he goes. Always. Remember when we were playing the stat production juxtaposition game between Noah Brown and Jahan Dotson? Oh, Noah Brown did it in 9 games. Noah Brown did it in 10 games. Yeah, the part where we were ignoring was that he did it in those amount of games because he was hurt a majority of the season. And this has followed him everywhere he's been so far. I think he broke a rib and punctured a lung or punctured an organ or something. It's got to be something tricky like that because they're not speaking on it at all. And they put the word serious next to it. What happened to Pringle from KC? Remember the Super Bowl player Byron Pringle? He was around until he wasn't. And he's not around anymore. I don't know where he's at these days. Everybody been sleeping on Crowder, man. He was a dog. He was. Keyword was, but currently speaking, Crowder's probably the next best receiver on the roster if he's healthy. It's not saying much, but a healthy Jamison Crowder is probably the second best receiver on this roster. He's definitely the only guy that has yards after catch ability in them rooms right now. Yep, we know what Ronald was about. Really wanting a Luke breakout game. All of us, man. 10 for 160. We need to relax, though. You know why 10 for 160 is asking for too much from Luke McCaffrey? Because Terry's never had 160. Terry's never had a 150-yard game. I would love us to break that drought because it's appalling that a number one receiver that has played here for 6 years has never seen 150-yard. Terry's career high in a game is like 141 yard. So to expect a Luke McCaffrey 160-yard game, I don't think so. I don't think it would be nice though. Hell yeah, target his ass the whole game. Act as if there aren't other receivers on the field, bro. Michael Thomas should get a call. Michael Thomas is washed and he's a head case. Like he's always online saying crazy shit. And I think there's a reason why 15 weeks into the NFL season, not a soul has brought in Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas ain't sniffed a roster this year. I think there's got to be a reason for that. That Diami doc was the first of his many failed attempts to be a filmmaker. Oh my God. Everyone that was in that Ron room is gone now. Thank God. Thank God. Mayhew's still here though as a consultant. In all honesty, Alameda will likely get the reps. Yep, this is probably where we're headed. He'll probably be the most reliable person in that room because he gets targeted a lot. He gets targeted a whole bunch. They're going to roll coverage towards Terry. They roll coverage towards Jamar Chase and elite guys every week of the season, and they still get targets. So I don't want to hear that shit. Get the ball to 17 as much as possible. We're going to win all of our next game. The guys are on fire with the run shut down. Dallas this time and the Eagles. Fingers crossed. I would love to see us run the table. 12 wins is something I've never seen in my life, so I'd be very excited about it. No interest in Chase Claypool, man. He's so ass I couldn't even say the name correctly. I'm cool. Problem is we don't have any super dynamic tight end that we can flex out as wide receiver or to set an extra receiver. Our guys just aren't that dangerous. Yeah, we got a weaponry room of Terry, B-Rob, a running game, the quarterback, and sometimes Zach Ertz. Noah was first reported to have a rib injury, then an internal injury. I think he broke a rib and got a punctured lung. I think that's a fair assumption to make, that it's something in the rib region. I've seen Luke running open and JD would look at him and then let him get his cardio. There's been a lot of open Luke situations, but in the context of the game, like Luke be like the fourth and fifth progression, and a lot of his routes be decoy ass routes. So it's not as simple as he's open, he's a main target, and they just don't look his way. It ain't being said. There are times that Jayden does not look his way, and I wonder what the reason for that is. But Luke got to do something before the fan club crowns him and touts him as this guy that they think he is, that he's not there yet. I think people are a little bit far-fetched in the Luke discussion, but we're hoping that it comes. We're hoping that it comes. I don't know, because his last name is McCaffrey, and because Easy Ed is his dad, and because Christian is his brother, and because he gets open a lot as the fourth option on these plays. But I mean, you know how our fans do. We sell ourselves dreams. Adam Peters whisper very quiet, sweet nothings to T. Higgins. Appreciate you, Hunt, for joining up the channel. Welcome to the Ramblers. Welcome aboard. We got 660 in the chat right now. Make sure y'all smash that like button for your boy. It'd be greatly appreciated as we push towards 16 and then 20,000 subscribers on the channel. The like button greatly helps your boy. Brown gonna step up. Stay tuned. That's Diami. So we're gonna swap Browns. Luke always open. Luke gets open a lot. Luke always open, I think, is a bit of an he does get open. I know people look at these pie chart PFF ass numbers, but they don't they don't explain context for real, for real. When Noah did catch the ball, it was needed. I'll say next man up. He made a lot of clutch ass catches for us, and he was our third down bulldog. He was the Pierre Garcon on third down, if you will, for this team. Luke and Diami should be able to work fine for now. Jayden just got to get the ball there to him, man. If Jayden gives him an opportunity, that's all we can ask for. They got to do something with it when the ball is thrown their way. We have no Eckler, which hurts the passing game as well, because Eckler is low-key our wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. I was against trading for Adams. Don't need that toxicity. Trade for a different receiver, sure. Not Adams. Shit, I would have took Devontae Adams, man. I don't care, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I can't turn down talent when our number 2 receiver has been Noah Brown this year. Then a bunch of mid to nothing behind them, bro. I think our locker room is strong enough that we could have made a play like that, but we didn't. So it is what it is. Expect bracket coverage on Terry. Sure, give us bracket coverage, roll coverage, whatever you want to do. Number 1 targets get that. And they still produce. So here's what it is, man. If Terry can't beat it or get open, then we should be looking at him different, because the number 1, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, all these guys, CeeDee Lamb, these guys require this type of coverage all the time. They said KJ wanted to go because they weren't involving him in the offense, so it was a mutual agreement. I mean, he didn't do shit in the offense all year, so I would expect it to be mutual. He's just out there in uniform. My man got 7 more catches and 57 more yards than me this year. F it, let the fans line up and try out. Another replacement year. We want some scab players and shit. Could we not sign Martavis Bryant off the couch? Martavis Bryant, I don't think they have any interest in Martavis Bryant. Martavis Bryant was a fun preseason story, and I think folks need to let that shit go. How we go from McLaurin, Samuel, Dotson to just McLaurin? Well, Dotson became ass, and I guess they didn't want to pay the price for Curtis Samuel. Do I think the Saints are playing Rattler after 14 sacks or Haener? I think they're going to start Jake Haener, but hey, what the hell do I know? Luke has time to develop. I just think fans are rushing. They're rushing the development of some of these guys. The coaches haven't been game planning for Ben Sinnott and Luke to be focal points of the offense. And given our lack of weapons, that should tell fans all they need to know for now. And not Ben Sinnott like we saw him doing college. Isn't John based about? He is. And why is he catching passes and not Ben Sinnott? The answer should be, clearly they're not seeing enough in practice and shit from Ben Sinnott to put him out there. I know that's a reality fans don't want to hear, but practice is a majority of the reason why or why not we see guys on the field on Sunday. And they get these guys, they watch practice film of every rep these guys do. If they felt like Luke or Ben Sinnott were lighting it up and deserved to be focal points of the offense, they would be that right now. So I think we all need to relax for a second. Need to use McCaffrey like the Rams use Puka and Cooper. Now, in what world do we put Luke McCaffrey in the same sentence of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua? Well, what are we talking about, y'all? What's happening with Noah Brown? He's out for the foreseeable future with an internal injury. I'm guessing something in his lungs or ribs or something. He's most likely out for the season. Dan Quinn said he's out for the while. We have 4 games left in the season, so that should tell you everything you need to do. The Kadarius Toney just got released, and you let him go to the soup kitchen. You let him go to the unemployment line. Kadarius Toney couldn't catch a cold butt naked in the Arctic. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Antonio Brown. Come on, man. Expect bracket coverage on Terry. I don't care about the coverage, bro. Number one receivers get that. If Terry liked that, he'll still find a way. That was Ed talking about trading for a receiver would mess up the chemistry of the offense. Crazy ass thought process. Oh, the Ed Oliver? Oh, I'm about to bring that up next. Commanders King. Where is Martavius? Montavious is nuts. Martavius Bryant is unemployed and waiting on a phone call from the UFL because he's not an NFL receiver anymore. It's crazy that Crowder played with Deshaun and Pierre and also with this current group. I know, a whole NFL dinosaur at this point. Kadarius Toney is more than ass. There are not enough descriptor words to describe how no, not Ray Caruth. Not Ray Caruth, Lord. Now that's a throwback. Every time I think of Ray Caruth, I think of how Steve Harvey roasted his ass on the original Kings of Comedy. Ray Caruth is a crazy name to bring up right now. I'm gonna need 150 on the ground every week minimum. Oh, we better be getting that. If we're not getting 150 on the ground, our offense is back to bullshit again. Let's just stick to our guys and forget about all the washed up Jags getting released. I agree. Stick to our young bulls. Somebody gotta make a play because Jayden's gonna give them a chance. I trust in 5. I trust in Jayden Daniels to spread the pill around and put these Jags in position to make some plays. What they see and what's proven in practice. Yeah, these guys see these guys every day. They see them every day. You know, I'm amazed that this team is going to the playoffs. One receiver, old tight end, half-ass O-line, half-ass secondary. It all speaks to how good Jayden Daniels is. Talk about it, Indian Lake, Ohio. He's dragging this porous roster to the playoffs in year 1 of being here. Like, I look around the league, no rookie is being asked to carry his team like 5 is. And I'm looking around the league, there are veterans that are not asked to do what 5 has to do for this team. Like, bro, Jalen Hurts is pretty much an offensive babysitter. I would love to have an offense where my quarterback don't got to do nothing but hand it off and occasionally throw a slant and a curl route. Jalen Hurts out here the last 3 weeks averaging like 125 passing yards a game, and they found a way to win all those games. Yes, their wide receivers crashing out in the media and their locker room starting to divide, but could you imagine what our scores would look like if Jayden was throwing for 105 yards in a game? We'd be getting washed. Adams had 3 years left at $28 million per. Too much, in my opinion. I appreciate you for the donation. Washington has robust capital, y'all. Washington has robust capital. So money is not something we should be concerned with when it comes to this team. Washington got money. Didn't Corey Davis just retire, then come back, and then retire again? Something crazy like that? No fucking thanks. Let Ben Sinnott cook. They're going to cook eventually at some point, and if they don't, we will be drafting guys to get in here, man. Yep. Get Marshon Lattimore on the field. We had to get him on the field. We had to. They said Noah Brown was the sacrificial lamb, but that is the other story of the day. That was the other story of the day, y'all. Full go today for Marshon Lattimore, so we can turn the page a little bit. Nikki Jabwala posted that. I was watching the presser earlier, but Dan Quinn said Marshon Lattimore will not be held back from anything. Marshon Lattimore will be full fucking go at practice today, and we love it here. We love it here because we've been waiting for so long. Get well soon, Noah Brown. Let's turn this thing over to the defense now. We're finally going to get a peek of what our newest brand new attraction and toy in DC. Jalen Hurts is Tommy Pickles. Hey, Tommy Pickles was a GOAT, bro. Tommy Pickles, a GOAT cartoon character, bro. Chase Claypool or Michael Thomas. Saying the word need and Michael Thomas or Chase Claypool is a joke to me. We don't need any of these washed ass niggas, bro. These niggas are on the couch right now. They're at home for Christmas for a reason. Need is aggressive. We got to stop doing that. Fans attach themselves to what they know. So if they've heard the name before, or if they've once upon a time seen a guy good at football back in his heyday of a decade ago, we sit here and, oh my God, we need this. No, the fuck we don't. Nobody. Nobody needs Michael Thomas or Chase Claypool in 2024. I promise you that. They're babysitting the 6'5" receiver with his teddy bear. Every receiver should be used. That's what good teams do. What that mean? I might be going to the Falcons game. Peters and company going to go after it with the money, but not recklessly. Yeah, they're not going to have to overpay for talent like we did at one point. He's too expensive in AP. Y'all don't know what Peters is going to do. Y'all don't know what Peters is going to do. Like, everybody's saying they know what Adam Peters is going to do. Adam Peters could come in and have a specific set of targets and not care what the price tag on them is. If he wants them here, they're going to be here. Chris Cooley, probably not. You think we elevating someone from the practice squad? I mean, we kind of have to at this point. We got to elevate somebody. Or Jamison Crowder may be coming back sooner than we all thought. Like, that 21-day window may turn into like a 7-day window, and his ass might be back there soon. Because unless he tore his calf muscle for as long as it took him to get back, he should be almost good. He should be almost good at this point. The next game is the one to try shit with the receivers, but we can't take them too lightly, though, because the Saints are playing. They are playing for something. Just in case anybody else forgot, the Saints are 2 games back from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they play the Bucks before the season's over to win the NFC South. So we're not the only team playing for something on Sunday. If you're suggesting we sign Kadarius Toney, I think you should get your head checked in 2024, because ain't no fucking way y'all have seen Kadarius Toney's career play out and say, I want that. I want that. Extradition for Benjamin St. Jude. I know we're all tired of seeing the French Canadian play football. Marshon Lattimore, seeing him out there in that number 23 is going to feed families, man. I'm excited for it. They clearly didn't see how bad our defense was during the early season. Daniel Jones, you're hold up. Noah's out for the season. That is what we think. Dan Quinn pretty much said he's out for the year without saying he said, yeah, Noah's going to miss a while with an internal injury. There are 4 games left this season. A while to me sounds like the rest of he also mentioned we don't want to say he's out for the year, but he's pretty much out for the year at this point. You know? Mitchell Tinsley, oh, damn, he is still in the practice squad, right? Bring up one of those guys, man. Bring up one of those guys. Not only are they cancers, they're ass. So you're a bad locker room guy and you're trash on the field. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Any more updates on injured players? Austin Eckler. I don't think we're going to get an update on him for a while. I think he's going to be out for the year as well. Kadarius Toney, y'all got to stop that shit, man. That would be a nice little group, man. Kadarius, I'm sorry, bro. I cannot. We did not get anything much on Quan Martin yet. I cannot feasibly have a real conversation about acquiring Kadarius Toney in 2024. I think that would be a major mistake. Kadarius Toney fucking sucks at everything. He has piss poor work ethic. He has piss poor attitude, and he has brick hands. He has fucking brick hands, bro. You could super glue the ball to his hands and he still find a way to let that bitch touch the ground. I have no interest in that. Wiley is back from the concussion protocol as well. So other than Noah Brown and Marshon Lattimore being out and Marshon Lattimore being full go, we should be getting Andrew Wiley back this week. I don't think Crowder's ready to go yet, but we'll probably get an update as the week goes on. They just opened up his window yesterday. James Pierce Jr. is so good. We need a young, dynamic edge rusher on the roster for sure. Bring up the 6'5" receiver Strachan. I mean, they see him every day at practice, so if he's worth it, they'll call him up. They'll call him up, bro. They'll call him up. If he's been doing enough work, that they feel like, fuck it, let's throw him out there. Like, fans, they see these Bamas practice every day. They watch them. It's not just the active roster. They watch the scout team. They watch the scout team. They watch the practice squad players practice every day. Quan Martin was not on the injury list, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing to start, you know? Yep, they cut KJ Osborne, a guy with 7 catches for 57 yards in 7 games played this year. What we have to pay AB to get him off the couch. There ain't enough money in the world that I would try to sign Antonio Brown. Is Farrell hurt? I think he's just been non-productive. He's been another one of those injury report residencies this year for the team. I haven't seen him much in 2024 outside the first couple weeks of the season where he would have only got to get a sack. I haven't seen him anywhere but the injury report as of late, man. We need a wide receiver in return, man. What's Dax Milne up to these days? Is Dax Milne on a practice squad somewhere? Eckler is on the side at practice right now. I can see him back in the postseason. Fingers crossed, do not rush back. Your health and your family matters more than football, Austin Eckler. After a second pretty bad and advanced concussion this year, I wouldn't expect to see 30 back in uniform this year. With Noah out, who got $10, Cliff defaults to 3 receiver screens to start the game. All to De'Ami Brown. The coaching staff ain't just going to experiment for the hell of it with play, especially with importance to be of it. Man, that boy sucks, bro. Hey, fat boy, you good? Trust you. The shit you said make damn good sense to me. Keep pushing. I didn't like what you said about Forbes, aka Chicago Slim. The Rams got 150 pounds of. No, that was a tough ass. That was a tough ass comment to get through, but. More power to you, brother. I don't know what the fuck was. There's a lot going on there. That was a wild ride of a chat comment, but more power to you, brother. Noah had played 56% of offensive snaps. I didn't even realize it was that. Shit, I did, because if the ball wasn't going to Terry, he was the only other receiver getting the ball. So it definitely felt like he was out there. It felt like he was out there for more than 56% if we keep it in a buck. James Thrash available. My guy, the ultimate utility receiver. A master of none, but can do a little bit of everything. He was the Bama off Seinfeld that had 20 jobs. That was him. Cleveland Farrell is Chase Young in disguise. They the same person. Both top 5 picks. Both spend most days not on the stat sheet when games are playing. I hope we wear the white jerseys and red pants. Marshon gonna be looking sweet. I believe that's what we are wearing because that is our default away uniform this year. Why do you insist on announcing to the entire world? Yo, Law, chill, Law. Hey, my man, Law, relax, brother. Relax, brother. That's family. Relax. Law ain't shit. Y'all crazy. We about to see what Luke is made of. I think a Luke breakout game would be fire. I just think we need to get proper definition of what a Luke breakout game. Like a Luke breakout game is like 4 for 67 and a touchdown. Like I would be doing backflips if Luke McCaffrey had 4 catches for 65 to 67 yards and gets in the end zone for the first time this year. That should be what we're talking about when we say breakout game. Breakout game. That's a breakout game. All that 10 for 140, 150, and 2 touchdowns. Let's fucking relax because we got to get that from Terry first, you know? In all seriousness, do you think we draft a receiver round 1 or sign someone like Higgins? My answer to that is yes. I think we could sign Higgins. I think we could draft the receiver in the first round. What I want people to do as a fan base is stop pigeonholing what you think the team's going to do. They're not going to just lock into one set way to approach the offense like a lot of fans. Like, oh, we have to do this. I think we've afforded ourselves after one season with a hodgepodge roster to go into the offseason like the world is our oyster. We can kind of handle this however we want to. We don't have to panic. We don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. There are a multitude of ways we could approach this offseason. So I think either could happen. I think we could draft a guy high. I think we could sign a big name guy. Shit, I think there's a world out there where we do both. And we just say, F it, give this kid all the answers in the world. Give him all the solutions and all the weaponry he needs and desires to go out there and be great. Because the worst version we're ever going to see of Jayden Daniels appears to be taking this team to the playoffs in year one, appears to be the starting quarterback in the NFC in year one, and appears to already be a guy that transcends a meh roster. There are a lot of quarterbacks who've spent their entire career. They've needed answers around them to do anything. We've already seen in a 14-week rookie career that Jayden is capable of transcending. So we need to all have our ears open and our eyes wide for whatever the fuck Adam Peters decides to approach roster building, because everything should be on the table. Nothing should be off the table, you know? That is a breakout game for that guy, man. You know? Owens is mostly a special teams guy. He forced a turnover in our last game, man. If they feel like he need to get out there on the field, he'll get out there on the field. God, these guys know more than us, man. These guys know when we sit here and say, I don't see any reason why Derek Forrest is not playing. They know better than us, and they don't have a fit for God. We don't have a fit. They don't have a fit for him out on the field other than special team. Sometimes we got to trust the coaches, man. He's still in good shape. Even Santana said it on Command Center recently. He said he would go out there and he would pull something immediately. You know? Isaiah Bond and Ollie Gordon, you are Washington Commanders. Ollie Gordon, nasty running back. Isaiah Bond, insane rack receiver for Texas. I'm with it, man. We got to win, baby. Jamar Chase next year, not a chance. We will not have a chance to get Jamar Chase. Don't even think about it. Don't have dreams about it. Don't plan out a future. Jamar Chase is going to get a historic bag from the Cincinnati Bengals. He will not touch free agency, and I doubt they play the tag game with him. They'll probably sign Jamar Chase, the best receiver in the league this year. He's going to get bread. He's going to get so much bread thrown in his lap. Brinks truck will be outside of Jamar Chase home as soon as the season ends. So I would lower the expectation. The other Bengals receiver, we might have a chance, man. I think Ashton Genty goes in the top 20. I think he goes in the top 20 of the draft. 2025 is going to be a Peters and company roster. They want it as much as possible. Anything is possible, y'all. Anything is possible. We're not going to just go in with one type of thinking, man. AP told us we would fill the team this year no matter what the record was, and he delivered. And we gotta pull ourselves back at fans sometime and see these things with a clearer vision. Like, say what you want about the caliber of the teams we beat. We were supposed to be those teams this year. We had no expectations going into this season. So while we do have expectations now, because you're allowed to adjust yours when you're presented with the data of, oh, okay, we came out smoking this year. You're not obviously supposed to feel the same way you did going into a season where 6 or 7 wins felt like a successful season. We got 8 with 4 weeks to go, and we're still missing a whole bunch on the roster. So that says a lot about the resiliency, the fight, and how special a guy we drafted at quarterback this year, man. We're going to win out. Fingers crossed for that. I need it. I want it. I want that Philly game bad. I want that Philly game bad because they're getting away with murder, and they can't keep getting away with this. Somebody got to be the team to do it. Do you think we pick up another running back? I sure do. Thank you for the channel membership and for the $2 donation, family. Yes, I think we pick up another running back, and I think they're acquired through the draft in 2025. Is ML the best player on defense? Is Marshon Lattimore the best player on defense when he settles in? He's going to have some competition there because Frankie Louvu is a dog. Frankie Louvu is an absolute maniac. he may have a case to make to be some type of all pro this year. Looks like a for sure lock to be a pro bowler. He's got some competition. For a while, Jeremy Chin was in that mix as well. But I think Marshon Lattimore has the potential and the ability to be. He definitely has the ability as a cornerback to be, but Frankie Louvu is the pulse of that defense. It's going to take him a lot of production to get him there. Kyron Lacy is Jayden's boy. I know he's going to be all over it. Inconsistent hams, but he's the type of crash out I want to see. Apparently, when he went down late in the fourth quarter of that game, there was an internal injury. They haven't put an exact injury designation on it, but they said it's an internal thing. I'm assuming rib, lung, maybe lacerated spleen or some shit. I don't know. One of those crazy non-football sounding, it sounds like this guy shouldn't play football again type injury. But Dan Quinn was being very specific about how he worded it, and he left a lot of descriptors out when it comes to it. So I don't know, but he's going to be out for a minute, man. Oh, man, locked up. They won't let me out, man. Damn, man. We are +3 on the season wins expectation. Enjoy this. It should only get better for 2025. And this is a fact, Paul. This is a back for real. This is a fact. I'll be at the Philly game. I think we beat them. I want that one badly, man. Cincy is a cheap organization. Chase won't be there. I don't know, man. I can't see them like you're throwing away an elite top 3 quarterback if you don't. Now that's his boy too from Kyle. I think there's 0.01% chance the Bengals don't get a deal done with him, man. He's definitely screw loose oos. Our boy Louvu, man. Our boy Louvu. Nah, we need some crash outs on the roster. Nah, I need a couple of those. I need a couple of George Pickens on my roster, man. Be nice as hell if Lattimore gets a pick or 2 on Sunday. 2 is a lot to ask because nobody on this roster even has 2 interceptions. So it's kind of a lot to ask somebody to go ahead and grab the team lead in interceptions in his first game here. Why are we barely hearing about this man? About who? I think we're going to a playoff game. I think so. We don't know exactly what the injury is, but it's something in his midsection. Thoughts on Xavier Resterpub? Spark my memory. Who that? Who that? We might as well pick up KJ Osborne. Yeah. He's a Jag too. And he would fit right in here. You know, he don't care as long as he get paid. I think Jamar Chase is going to get his money. I don't think there's even going to be any discussion about it. They already know they fucked up, so they know he's going to get a quarterback contract. Marshon can lock up a side of the field. Also, I want people to know that because Marshon Lattimore is a great man corner does not mean he needs to set the league record for interception. There's a world out there where he's shutting a whole side of the field down and teams are not throwing his way. Him not being thrown at does not mean he's not doing his job. It actually means he's doing his job excellently. So I'm trying to stop a narrative before it starts. I'm trying to drop a narrative before it starts because I can see people, man, I don't even hear Marshon Lattimore's name being called. What's he doing? Marshon Lattimore will shut a receiver ass out to the point that they don't even try him. So, you know. What do you guys think of drafting Kyle Monafu of Rutgers? He's similar in size to Genty. Bro, you can sign me up for almost all of these running backs because there are so many explosive home run hitters in this class coming out. Why they haven't paid him yet then? We don't know about Cincy. They're going to pay him. They're going to pay him after the season. They don't need to pay him right now. They already didn't pay him in the offseason. They don't need to pay him right now. He's still in the contract. Let him play for his pennies and then give him his money at the end of the season. This business is not as cut and dry as guy's good, pay him. You know, they play games with it. Even when they have franchise quarterback, it's never just here's your contract, nigga. Like Mahomes is like the only contract situation where we say, oh, we need to pay him 1,000-year contract, $500 million. No, these guys, these NFL guys, they're stingy and they pretend frugal. And they like to play games when it comes to these situations. If you think we got a shot at Jamar Chase in the offseason, you're off dust. Just like the people who think we're going to get Micah Parsons. Also, on dust. If you don't think Marshon is a shutdown, go look at the receivers he covered. He's a bowler, but his one thing is we got to keep him on the field. Marshon Lattimore misses time. We need to keep him off the injury report once he gets going. Interceptions are the stat that define corner. Yeah, and it doesn't. Everybody's not that. Come on now. We drafted the most interception getting corner, and we drafted the most interception getting cornerback, pick six getter ever, field flipper. He got here and ain't do none of that shit because interceptions aren't always the determiner, guys. How do you feel about them bringing the old logo back? I don't care. I want them to win football games. If they bring it back, cool. I don't think they're bringing it back, and I will never lose sleep over a logo or a team name. That's me personally. I appreciate you for the donation, my guy. So did he really accept this job? I'm just trying to picture Bill Belichick sitting in the living room and recruiting a high school player. Like, Bill Belichick is going to have UNC using the least amount of NIL in the country because he's going to be, who the fuck are these kids? Who the fuck do they think they are expecting money? What have they done? What have they done? Joe, I appreciate it. Whoa, losing Noah hurts. It does, but I think Jayden going to turn up over these last 4 weeks so they could throw me out there at receiver and we're going to make some shit shake. Our offense is going to get going. Owners keep their checkbooks closed until you finish with no injuries, just business. Yeah, like they're going to sign that, man. Damn, so Bill Belichick is the coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. That is weird. The best coach in NFL history coaching college now. A basketball school for the most part to be exact. Oh, that's weird. Weird, man. Oh, yeah, that's that. Yeah, you already know how I feel about this shit, man. That deal is getting done behind the scenes, bro, because Jamar Chase is going up. He's going insane. Will there be any good we will be doing when we start our offseason stuff, when we start making our list of players to watch for Washington, we will definitely be doing some kicker videos and some kicker streams because I don't ever want to play kicker musical chairs with my favorite franchise ever again. This year has been something I never need to go through again. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. Let's hope Bill's 24-year-old girlfriend doesn't get jealous of all of the other co-eds. My man Bill gonna be out here slaying ass on a college campus near you. Chapel Hill ain't ready for Freaky Bill. Freaky boy Bill, man. God bless them young girls, man. What is wrong with them? Diami needs a ticket out of town, not more opportunities. And him and Ben St. Juice will have a first class ticket out of town as soon as the season ends, as their rookie contract will be coming to a close. It's possible, Rio. He talked about it on McAfee and how similar the organization structures are to the NFL. It's just a weird fit to me, man. Weird fit, man. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, man. I'm mostly a silent watcher, but I'm always in here. Respect. Appreciate that. Hopefully we make it to the playoff. Really want to go to a game. Last time I went was against Green Bay. That's lit. You talking about the Green Bay game a year or so ago? 2 years ago? Or you talking about playoff? The Cowboys wanted Belichick real, very bad, good. Hail to the Commanders for life. I wonder what I think the Cowboys are going to keep McCarthy. You know? So we have given up on Seibert, even though he won us plenty of games. Giving up may not be the word, but he's injured. And last time we saw him, he blew us a game badly. And he's on the IR, meaning he's out at least 4 weeks. So I don't believe his earliest return could be until, week 17, week 18 of the season. And at that point, do you want to throw a kicker cold turkey back into the lineup, or do you want to go with the guy who's been playing for consecutive weeks, a month of consecutive weeks beforehand? So I don't think it's a matter of giving up on the guy. Hands-free is for electronic devices, not wide receiver. We've seen a couple hands-free guys come to this building before. Luke does get open. Yeah, he does get open. I just don't think it's as prevalent as people would like to make it seem. People low-key be saying we aren't contenders, but the Chiefs are frauds. I would not call the Chiefs a fraud. The Chiefs aren't playing their greatest football, and they have one loss through 14 weeks. So I don't know how you could justify calling that a fraud. Diddy parties. Don't put that on Bill. Don't put that type of label on Bill. It's been a bad years for kickers in general. I wish we threw the bag at Jake Bates. I know he was like the hottest commodity coming in from the UFL, but bold prediction: UNC will be in the college football playoff next season. Let's see what Bill do down there. I don't know. That's a weird fit. I'm interested to see how that plays out, though. The playoff game against Greenbow. That's the game that. You know. That's the game that whatchamacallit. Deshaun Jackson decided not to stretch the ball out in the end zone. Yeah, I've seen that shit, and I've seen how he reacted and responded to it. I'm gonna let that type of shit play out because that's a very sensitive topic to speak on. I just feel like none of us would turn around this quick. Commander Super Bowl in 2025, fingers crossed. I'm here for it. I feel like at this point we'd probably call somebody up rather than bring in somebody else. My kicker stance, fuck them and abolish the position. Danny Ocean in the building. What up, Danny? What up, man? What up, my guy? But hey, you know how I feel about kickers, man. You know how I feel about kickers. And I'm not mad at how the Chiefs win, bro. I wish we had the refs on our side. I wish we built up enough success equity to win off blood magic each week, man. I'm not going to hate on the Chiefs like everybody else, bro. I wish my team could be that. They haven't even hit the switch yet. When they hit the switch when the playoff starts and everybody has to go through Arrowhead to get to the Super Bowl, good luck with that. Jalen Hurts is a fraud this season. We're going to roll them up this time for sure. Back to our spread offense. No Noah Brown hurts, but we should be all right. I saw a chart on socials that calculated wins based on 1 or 2 possession changes. We were still 8-5. Eagles were 5-7, and the Chiefs were 2-10. If only those pie chart analytics meant anything about what actually took place on the field, because them boys be winning, man. Did y'all see Diami steamroll that Tennessee corner? He sure did. More of that, and I won't miss Noah Brown at all. The problem is we don't usually see more of that. It's just personally funny to me that now UNC now spells unk like in uncle. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna be fine offensively, man. It's time for Luke and Ben to finally get more involved. We'll see. Whoever gets going, I don't care. Just have the offense moving consistently. I don't care about who does or doesn't get touches other than Terry. Terry needs to get fed, man. Feed Terry McLaurin. I don't give a shit about defenses rolling coverages, bracket coverages, double teams, or none of that shit. Really good number one receivers get that behavior all the time. Why do y'all hold washed ass Michael Thomas in such high regards? We don't know that Michael Thomas is in any type of game shape. He's been on his fucking sectional all season. Why do we think that Michael Thomas is ready to just pop into a football game? I want to know the thinking in these type of decisions, y'all. Like, why? Is it because you know Michael Thomas's name? Michael Thomas sucks. He sucks. He's not in game shape. He hasn't played any football this year. Why do we think that's an answer to our woes? Like, why do we do that? Let's get Crowder. Let's let him eat now with no Noah Brown. Hopefully he's healthy enough to play. Incoming 2 reception, 37-yard game for Diami, and that would be a good game for him. While we bullshitting, that's a good game for Diami. He got a couple catches and got some yards. That's a good game for him, you know? The Eagles will still beat us. I think it's possible, but I like our chances to get them after we bullshitted on primetime versus them on Monday Night Football. Thursday Night Football. I played soccer for like 4 years. I'm going to gear it up. Hey, how far of a field goal can you kick? I just need production. I don't care who produce. Exactly. Just get it done. I trust in 5. I trust in 5 and I trust in 17. Fuck all these Jags. I trust the guys who make this offense go. Do we own the Saints or do the Saints own us? I don't think either franchise owns the other. I've seen us dog them before. I've seen them dog us before. I've seen them beat us in heartbreaking fashion a couple of times. I wouldn't say they own us or we own them. I know a factor that most people are not thinking about is that they're playing for something too. They're playing for the NFC South. They're only 2 games back of the Bucs right now. Thomas is washed and tattered and needs to keep his ass at the crib. Oh, God. Once upon a time, Michael Thomas was a great fantasy football player. Name recognition. Do not want that for. Yeah, he used to go crazy. Slant boy. Extend. I give him a contract offer for pennies in the offseason, and if he takes it, we will welcome him back with open arms. If he chooses to go another way, there will be other Noah Igbinogheni's out there, but I could see this team very well bringing him back to be like our 4th corner or so next year, especially considering I don't see them bringing St. Juice back. I'm gonna whoop Cliff ass if he don't dial that shit up for if Terry not getting 10 plus targets with no Noah Brown on the field. I don't know what to do. We better have ran for 400. We better have ran for 400 yards. Jordan Reed would give us 74 yards before a concussion protocol. Oh, what could have been if them concussions didn't stack up for Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed was one of the most unstoppable weapons I've ever seen us have here. I swear Noah Brown leads the league in passing. Noah Brown may not have any elite qualities, but he is elite at drawing pass interference penalties. That boy's fadeaway into the corner game is like that. That boy gonna force him a flag. He knows how to sell it. He know when to throw his hand up. He knows how to flail a little bit when the little ass contact, little ticky-tack contact takes place for sure. He definitely, that boy can draw him a pass interference. Just like Benjamin St. Juice can commit pass interference, Noah Brown can draw that shit. Imagine a Noah Brown, Benjamin St. Juice matchup on a Sunday. There would be flags aplenty. Great seeing my guy Rio. Yes, sir. Currently viewing. We got over 700 in the building. It's a Wednesday afternoon, a little bit after 2. If you're just now getting in the building, Noah Brown is out indefinitely, possibly out for the entire season with an internal unspecified injury. Marshon Lattimore is full go at practice today. Andrew Wiley has escaped the concussion protocol, and I don't see a current injury designation for Quan Martin as we speak. So that's what it is going into this New Orleans Saints game as we speak right now. Booty Juice going to be into the season at the 4th quarter, 0-0. Yeah, it was nice knowing you, brother, and best of luck to your endeavors elsewhere. Will Marshon get a pick this week? I think he'll have an opportunity to, because I don't see a guy like Jake Haener who has very little experience. I don't see him not taking every opportunity as he has to let the ball go. He's going to be out there playing YOLO ball, trying to get some good tape out there, and he's going to press it a little bit. I think he'll have a chance to get an interception this week. I just want to see him play a full game without injury and look up to speed and look like a number 1 corner. I don't need him to go out and ball out. I would be great, but I just want to see him back up to speed and what he looks like in the system right now. Smash that like button, man. Smash that like button. Let's get it up to 500 likes. We got almost 700 in the building. Me and Pops was just talking about if Jayden had Deshaun Jackson. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's why Adam Peters going to build the bully for him, man. He's going to build him the bully. All jokes aside, we need a tight end because Ertz is starting to run like he ain't got no knees. You want to know why, C-Rob? Is because Ertz don't got no knees. He don't got no calves. He don't got no Achilles. That man catches the ball and goes down immediately, if he catches it. But to be a dinosaur, Zach Ertz has produced for us this year because he's had to, because if he don't, who's going to, right? Noah was the key block for 17's late miracle touchdown. He sure was. And that is the most consistent quality we have of our receiving group. We can't all say they're the greatest route runners, the greatest burner or yak guy. Them motherfuckers will block, though. They be blocking. They be blocking their ass off, bro. They be blocking like John Bates out there. Brought this up yesterday. Haener has a .4 QB rating in the NFL. If he throws Lattimore's way, there's a good chance he'll take one back. I would love to see it. We're not a team that catches interceptions. Hopefully that changes. Yo, Jamison Crowder low-key carried our return team. I remember that Joan he had against the fan. That Joan was nice. I was mad as shit he didn't house it, but that shit was beautiful, man. That was back in 2022, right? I think we should draft Will Johnson from Michigan. Problem being, I think we would have to trade up very, very, very high to do so. I don't see Will Johnson being there at pick 20 or later. And trades do happen, though. Signed Kelvin Harmon. I know there's a lot of people that really believe this. I know there's a lot of people out there who I remember when we cut Kelvin Harmon, and I was like, what are y'all crying for? Rio, why do you hate Kelvin Harmon? Kelvin Harmon's a baller. Just give him a check. Kelvin Harmon is a middling UFL player right now. You know? Which UFL roster is he currently on? We just need the W and no injuries, right? Let's get in. It's a business trip. Get in and get out. Get in and get out with a dub. Rio, don't say dinosaur or fossil. Another year short of 600 yards for Noah Brown, and another year that's going to end early due to injury. What up, Ebony? How are you doing? That's Mr. Fossil. My bad. Put some respect on that Super Bowl champion. That's Mr. Fossil, Zach Ertz. Rio, you talking about our wide receiver core like they an ugly girl with a bad body. They can block, though. Hey, they may not be able to create the greatest amount of separation. They may not be able to go anywhere once the ball is in their hand. They be blocking, though. Like, don't even lie. They be blocking. When you see our run game going and you see guys bouncing to the outside on the second level, it's because you see our wide receivers blocking like some demons out there. You can say everything you want to about our wide receiver room being full of Jags. Them boys be blocking, though. Them boys be blocking, and that is why Jahan Dotson had no chance of being in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, because Jahan said, miss me with all that blocking shit. DC Defenders legend, Kelvin Harmon. If Cliff goes back to the scheme he used for the first half of the season, we can make a deep playoff run. We're a high-scoring squad. I think we're going to be closer to seeing that again. I think they're also going to let Jayden operate. They're going to let him operate more freely and more confidently. You know, I think not only Jayden, but the coaches, they tried to play it safe a little bit after he banged up his ribs, and they treated that situation like kid gloves. And in a way, I get it. But when you put him out there to play, you know, you kind of have to keep things business as usual, but maybe they weren't able to do so. I'm doing all right on this Wednesday afternoon. Just breaking the news, kicking it with y'all, kicking it with the Washington Commanders community. You already know. You already know. We're getting closer to Christmas. I love Christmas. I want Terry wide receiver 1, a first or second round wide receiver 2, Luke and Noah plus a stud tight end acquisition. Do y'all think we're bringing Noah back? Because I can see us rocking with Terry and Luke and filling that room out with a bunch of new bodies for real, for real. They do be blocking, though. They do be. It's like, bro, that girl, she walks all over you. Like, she ain't even bad. Like, she toxic. Look at the way that she speaks to you. But you like, but she can cook, though. Have you had her cooking? Have you ever had her Thanksgiving spread before? You'd understand. That's how we talk about the wide receiver room in 2024. Our wide receiver with bad teeth, but got a perfect ass and just a little tummy. Body fire. Body fire, but the rest of the presentation ain't it. Last I heard, Harmon's on Dallas. Yep, he was on there. He hasn't done much of anything. I told y'all very early Kelvin Harmon wasn't going to make it in the league, and people was ready to kick my back in. Can we also talk about how the defense has progressively gotten better? They sure have. We're getting to the quarterback with regularity. We're learning how to blitz. You know, Jack Del Rio, I swear, did not know how to blitz ever. Y'all see Jack, by the way? This boy Jack Del Rio was on TMZ. He had a little DUI type situation. He was begging the cops to let him take a leak. Good old dust up Dak acting good old dust up Del Rio acting up in an election year, man. Who would have thought? Diami can come back if he picks up the weight for Noah for sure. What kind of contract are you offering Diami? Because he doesn't get more than a veteran minimum for me. We're talking about a guy that it feels like has had under 500 yards in his career through 4 years. I don't know if I'm bringing Diami back, to be perfectly honest. I'm bringing in a new room of Bama's outside of Terry and Luke. Keith is really Emmanuel Forbes hungover from a night at Deja Vu. Y'all wild, man. Her cooking fire as hell, but everything else is That's the wide receiver room, not named Terry. Not named Terry. I wonder if KJ Osborne is someone they should think about bringing in, even though he may have some other options out there. I'm not sure we even outsource it, man. You know, I've seen what KJ Osborne did with the Minnesota Vikings. Sure, he's had a little bit of half-ass production before, but I ain't seen KJ Osborne do nothing in a little while, bro. Why couldn't KJ Osborne get snaps over Pop Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, and Kayshon Boutte? That's a problem for me. That's like a wide receiver in our room not getting snaps over Luke, OZ, and Diami. If you can't beat that, what confidence would I have of bringing you in and you actually doing something here? I'm telling you, we got to let that name recognition shit go, bro. Just because we know of a player and we've once seen them produce in this league does not mean they're that anymore, man. Montez Armstrong. The thing is, though, Dorrance, he is like Montez because he's always there. He's always in the mix. He's always around the quarterback and in the play. But the production isn't there, you know? My man said I was listening for 30 minutes, went out to get lunch with coworkers, came back, and Rio is still streaming. You know, we like the yap over here, man. I like these lunch hour streams because someone out there is rolling down their hours at work, and I'm making it a little bit easier for them. It's just kicking it with your bros while you're on the clock. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Y'all gotta let that. Hell no to Kadarius Toney. Absolutely not. I'm honestly shocked how good LMC's ass has been this year. Hope we make him a priority. Ass, the stat. Okay, that's the acronym for the stat. I can't say it off the top of my head, but I know that's a stat. That's an advance. That's a pie chart. That's a pie chart metric right there. What are my thoughts on the Eagles locker room? I hope it continues to melt down. I hope the division spreads, and I hope they crash out and crumble like they did last year. I will say I would love to have those type of issues. Those are good problems to have. I would love to be 11-2 and have locker room issues, bro, because you have a good shot, despite them locker room issues, to make a play at the whole thing. Kevontae Turpin, should we get him for the kick return game? I wouldn't mind having a guy like that and to use him as a gadget guy in the offense. He's instant offense, bro. You get the ball in his hand. He doesn't have consistent hands, but you get the ball in that guy's hands, he's bound to take some shit to the crib. I think Del Rio had vodka in his Gatorade bottle on the field calling the defense. It sure looked like it, man. He got hurt last week. He got hurt versus the Titans late in that game. I don't know why. Some of us, we thought it was a shoulder, but it turned out it was a very serious internal injury, maybe a spleen, lung, rib situation. It's very serious, and they said he's going to be out for a while. Y'all tell me what a while stands for when there's 4 games left in the season. That spells to me like out for the year. Best Commander channel out there. Keep going, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm just a fan just like y'all who yaps in front of a ring light, a computer, and a webcam. What do you think about getting Garrett Wilson from the Jets? I think it would be amazing get. I feel like it's going to be a very difficult get, but if he wants out of New York, I'd be all about that because that is a pure-ass number 1 receiver over there, man. It's just like kicking it with the homies to get through the workday. That's exactly what it is, and that's what I always wanted this channel to be. Yo, Kadarius Toney is mega buns. He's a honey bun. He is the bunsiest shit out there, man. He's bun B, all of that. He's terrible. He's terrible. Is Adam Humphries still an NFL player? Rio about to crash out over Kadarius Toney. KJ Osborne, if they signed him, cool. I'm not gonna overthink it if we do. I'm not gonna lose a night of sleep if we don't, bro. KJ Osborne got 57 more yards than this chat of 632 people right now. KJ Osborne got 7 more catches than me this year, and he's been in 7 games. So, I mean, I'm not finna size KJ Osborne. He's once upon a time was a productive number 3 receiver. Off topic. Oh yeah, shout out to the Nationals, by the way. I need them to spread some of that good juju over the Wizards. They're gonna definitely get the holiday kid. They're getting the number 1 pick. Spread that juju on the Washington Wizards, man, because we need star powers in the DMV. You know, we got the quarterback over here. Ovi's on his last days, even though he's still him, nursing an injury right now. I want DC star power for all the DC sports team. Nat's got a couple young stars in the making on the roster, about to get another one in the draft upcoming. We need the Wizards to do the same. Who remembers Josh Doxson? How could you forget? How could you forget Josh? I couldn't think of a person more or less interested in playing football than Josh Doxson. Josh Doxson literally played football just for brotherhood and fellowship and team bonding. That boy didn't give a fuck about playing football, bro. Get Michael Thomas crazy ass. If he gets hurt, oh well. He sucks, though. He sucks. Like, he ain't been on a roster all year. Like, he stinks. I just wanted us to win games we're supposed to win, and we're doing that. Successful season so far to me. I'm not mad at it. I think that continues this week in New Orleans. I watched Osborne at Miami Hurricanes all his career. I followed him. He is a great baller, straight. There's nothing about KJ Osborne that's great. So I'm going to stop you right there. He's not a great receiver. He's never been a great receiver. Stop lying to yourself. How about giving New York our number 1 pick for Malik Neighbors? They're not trading their star receiver to us, y'all. You know, we just be creating narratives in this bitch. On one in New Orleans, he literally stated he didn't want to play in a game. I know RFK Stadium's in the headlines again, but any update on the Wesley Gibbs snide? Yeah. That's how you know my boy be locked in on the channel, because I said a statue is liable to look like anybody. Like, they can make a Joe Gibbs statue that looks like Wesley Snipes at this point. No update on that. I imagine it'll be a big deal. Sewell Cravens too. Yeah, oh my God. Sewell Cravens did not give a. Sewell Cravens was trying to be an influencer before social media influencers were a thing. He had me sold on that one interception. Shout out Patrick Ramsey, bro. The gun from Tulane. Jabbar Gaffney. I remember how sick Jabbar Gaffney was when the team pulled that number 10 off him as soon as we drafted Robert. They didn't even ask him his permission. Took that 10 right up off him. I believe in business practices such as so. Scheme Luke open more often. The thing is, he be open, but he's not schemed. He's not the guy that the plays usually are designated for. We're going to see. I want to see Luke McCaffrey be as good as everybody in the chat and everybody in the fan base thinks he can be. I'm in wait and see mode. Like, I don't think him and Ben Sinnott are a bust. It's way too soon for any conversation like that. I also don't think any of them are superstars. You know, I'm in wait and see mode. I know they both blocked their ass off. I know Luke sprints every route out the same, you know, hard-working guy. I would love it, man. I would love it. Hell yeah. You sharing my content, built my audience and engagement on Instagram. Now I'm trying to build my YouTube. But hey, let's go. Subscribe to my guy, Commanders HTTC. Whenever I see some good Commanders content on Instagram, X, or whatever app that I'm scrolling through, I'm going to always share it, man. So keep the content coming. I got you, man. I got you. If we draft a receiver, I don't care who it is, as long as he's from LSU, they put out straight dogs. Very good pros, man. You hit the nail on the head about the live chats. Killing time, kicking it with friends, can talk Washington football all day long. Always, because we all are sick. We all got the sickness, man. We all got the sickness. Cliff looks at the all 22. If Luke is like the fourth option, but is always open, make up option number one or option number two. First of all, Luke should never be option number one, but I hear you. We should get him more involved if he gets open a lot. They got to do it. They'll get him. If he's going to be anything in this offense, he'll get the ball. He'll find a way. Now is the time. Noah Brown is not on the field. It is audition season. If one of you guys want to be in the mix for wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 for the foreseeable future, it is now time to put up or shut up. We have 4 games left, and we're chasing a playoff spot. And 3 of these games are so winnable. And I think the game versus the Eagles is winnable as well, but we will be heavy underdogs in that game. Show your worth. It's time. Brandon Lloyd came here, sucked, and went back to doing acrobatic Lynn Swan type catches everywhere he went after he left here. Came here and robbed us for a quick bag and then got right to the bullshit. Josh Doctson versus Chase Young in a battle of who can be less interested in playing football. Josh Doctson going to be pulling at his hamstring, and Chase Young going to be pulling at U Street, Bourbon Street, wherever he was. I bet he knew all the spots in the Bay when he was on the 49ers last year, man. Chase Young, man. What could have been? Facts. Oh, wait and see too. Still, I'm rooting for all these guys, but I'm rooting for whoever produces, man. Yep. People see Brock Bowers having a great year. Good doesn't even define it, and automatically expect it from Luke. Also, Brock Bowers is a generational top 10 tight end. Top 10 in the draft. Luke McCaffrey's a 3rd round pick. Luke McCaffrey just started playing wide receiver a couple years ago. You know, we knew Brock Bowers was going to be this. We've been hearing the generational tags ever since he got to Georgia, and he's come in and got right to the bullshit. We can't just compare rookie situations. That don't be as simple as that. You can't be expecting that out of Ben Sinnott or Luke McCaffrey. Wait and see. Not all rookies shine in year 1. Oh, yeah, this is a fact. We should be rooting for all these guys. I don't think De'Ami Brown's any good, but I root for him to ball out. Every week I say, a De'Ami Brown big play would be nice. I hope De'Ami Brown shows up today. We're not rooting against these guys because we say some of these guys are ass. You know, we want to see all these guys producing. Hit the like button. Y'all already heard my guy, Billy Mack. We still got over 600 in the building. We've been here for 1 hour and 27 minutes thus far. If you're just getting here, Noah Brown probably going to be out for the year. Marshon Lattimore is full go. Quan Martin, no injury designation. Andrew Wiley has been released from the concussion protocol. Released was probably a very bad word to use in that situation. Probably scared the hell out of somebody, heard the word released after him, you know. But let's make the playoffs, man. That's all I'm concerned with at this point. We need to work our tight end packages more, like put them all on the field at the same time. I don't ever want to see John Bates get thrown a pass again. Every pass you want to throw to John Bates, throw that shit to Ben Sinnott, please and thank you. We can't rely on Terry alone. We need someone to step up, but we need him to get targeted a lot, and we need him to produce, because I see these other teams, bruh, feed your number 1 receiver. So we do have to rely on him. Did you see Mark Parsons about to cry after he lost to the Bengals? Shit was priceless. I feel him. Though. I'm an emotional person. I hate to lose too. So I get it. Just win. Ain't that right, Michelle? Just win the game. Like Al Davis said, just win, baby. Video of Marshon at practice. Oh, I need to see that. Has he been out there? Boy, you know how bad I've been waiting to see just one team rep of Marshon Lattimore in a fucking Commanders uniform. You know how bad I've been waiting to see it? Let me see if they got any footage of him out there at practice, full go, actually seeing him move around and shit. It would be a good time. Oh, I'm about to pull that up right now. Let me pull that up right now. Oh, y'all want to see what our new cornerback look like at practice? Let's go see it then. Jayden's going back to Louisiana. It's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a whole vibe. Marshon Lattimore at practice today. St. Joe. Let me put that up on the screen. Let me put that up on the screen for y'all. Lo and behold, guys, it is Marshon Lattimore in a Washington practice uniform, actually practicing and shit. Let's start from the top. Live. We needed this right here, man. We needed this right here. Go Ron Rivera, right? You got a lot of people tuned in. I was on the elevator at work and happened to look over at someone watching your show. Oh, that's lit, man. Oh, that's popping. That's crazy, man. Stuff like that is so humbling. It can feel weird at times because, like, I'm a fan just like the rest of y'all. So that's dope. That's dope. Tell your coworkers, shout out to him. Shout out to him, bro. I know none of my son and his friends need to be watching this, but shout out to my boy, Lil Mario. Shout out to Miles. Shout out to Musa. And shout out to all my son's friends that be tuning in because they're big Washington fan. Is on life support. No, their season's not on life. Happen. He should be able to make something happen, man. He's looking like himself again. He looks quick. We're not going to get much from seeing this, but you don't understand how a small practice, like I'm going to just let this bitch just roll in repetition until the end of practice. Because why not? Why not just leave this up there? You know? I don't know what that means. You're a Washington fan? New York City of meat eater. He gets rushed, so give him a break. Jayden's a baller. Jayden's a baller, man. Torn dreadlock. Speaking of dreads, y'all see Derrick Henry cut his hair? He got like braids now, but he cut his dreads off, man. There's a team. Football ending sucks. I hate that. He's supposed to be the one, but he's not. He's not. An Eagles fan told me Eric Allen was better than Daryl Green. And, you know, Chase kind of takes himself out of plays. You know, he's like a self-eraser. Like he over pursues, he takes bad angles, and he's undisciplined. You know, he's sometimes as an edge rusher, your job isn't to get after the quarterback, it's just to contain and squeeze down the outside, the most outside lineman or tight end and not give up the edge. And he still wants to go after quarterback. You know, we have to make Chase be his undisciplined self. Take the over on Chase Young, 5 pressures. Oh, yeah, you're going to get the pressures, man. Fuck Chase Young. Ether voice. Shout out to Ether. Eckler was warming up with the overshown because he's been one of the bright spots for Dallas this year. He's a player I like Washington to have. This is his second serious injury. Daughter's baby shower, and I remember I was with my best friend, and I was talking so much shit, and we blew the lead in the last 4 minutes of the game. I think that is because they're going to F you most of the time. I forgot we had Crowder, too, because he's been on that thing for so long. Would I draft Ashton Genty or Luther Burden? My answer to that is yes. I would draft either. They're going to outrun him, you know. Luke breakout game, fingers crossed for it. This just means that Terry needs 20 targets now.